Sorry, I didn't have the demon on the screen so I could see the writing. Please pick a card. Son. What was all that about? Machine of pain? Me? You love it when it's about you, don't you? What? I mean, I don't care. We can talk about something else if you'd like. What did she mean when she said that my curiosity keeps you alive? You're so close to finding out the truth. Do you realize that, Detective? Just answer my question, Lila. Why are you saying that it's up to me? Come on, Detective. You're almost there. I can't yet. Please, can't you just tell me? You seem to have exhausted the cards. Yes, we have. Let's wake up. Morning, demon. Yeah, I know about the key. And I've already read the diary. Maybe the demon wants to see the diary though, so... Doesn't seem like it. I guess he's there to help you with things that are easily missed. Right, I'm gonna try out the rotary phone. He's gone. And now I know that that's what that means. Alright, he's woken up. I don't have to remember this.
7.
Thanks, Damon. It's Father Lawrence. Who is it? I must have dreamed it. Father Lawrence, is that you? Lawrence, this was what they called the last vessel, wasn't it? William, is that you, William? Yes, it's me. Father Lawrence, Where are you? What happened? I thought you died in that fire. Where are you? I'm at a strange place, my dear William. But we deserve this. I should never have tricked you all. My egoism has led to the deaths and to your consequent suffering. Turn of the wheel. What do you mean, Father Lawrence? You mustn't continue what I started. I thought the Empress was the one to... see, sir, but Lila seems to be too clever to fall victim to such tricks. There was another way. Ribkin? This was the name of your colleague, right? Yes. I was too foolish and power-hungry, I suppose, but now it's all in vain. You're the only one I wouldn't want to suffer from it. So here is the code you seek. It's from the desktop computer I used. You'll find all the information there. 317. Document is locked. 43033. Oh, that was worth a try. Document contains a single URL. Oh, god damn it! The link is now in the clipboard. Okay. Let's go to the internet again, shall we? Here are the words of Professor F.I. Ribkin. I'm Professor Ribkin, and here I am to tell you the truth. The science is lying to you. Imagine if humans, rather than being generators of consciousness, were in a sort of parasitic relationship with it. What if the consciousness was an underlying, inseparable factor of reality existing outside and unconditioned human brains? We know animals don't possess consciousness. How did humans come about it? And why did Professor Ribkin find the word possess to be inaccurate in this context? The existence of the hard problem of consciousness. Look here. Okay, we shall. Among other things, a correlation between electric impulses and conscious phenomena is evident, yet how can we even begin to categorize the raw feelings? Look here, qualia. Ugh. Well, one thing at a time. Give me a brief second. So the hard problem of consciousness asks why and how humans have qualia or phenomenal experiences. This contrasts the easy problem of explaining physical systems that give humans and other animals the ability to discriminate, integrate information, and so forth. Such problems are called easy because they're required for their solution to specify mechanisms to perform such functions. That dude argues that even if we had solved all easy problems the brain experience, hard problem still persists. Hard problem is disputed, except... why and how these processes are accompanied by experience. Okay. Hard problem is often illustrated by appealing to the logical possibility of inverted visible spectra. Since there are no logical contradictions in supposing one's colour vision could be inverted, it seems that mechanistic explanations of visual processing do not determine facts about what it is like to see the colours. Yes, every stoner's very first conversation. I see what you mean. Okay, obviously I can't be fucking bothered to read all this, but I get it. Feel free to read this in your own time. I get it. 1 second. There's qualia. In the philosophy of mind, qualia is defined as instances subjective conscious experience. Qualia derives from Latin plural qualia, qualis. Of what sort? Of what kind? Perceived sensation of pain or of a headache, a taste of wine, the redness of an evening sky. Qualitative characteristics of sensation. Qualia stands in contrast to propositional attitudes, where the focus is on beliefs of the experience rather than directly. Yeah, I get it. It's like you can't really quantify any of those things. Well, how can I tell my red is the same as your red? How can I tell the taste of delicious 7-Up is the same for you as if for me? Indeed, some of us don't like tastes of... I don't like the taste of coffee. Maybe just because my coffee just tastes different than your coffee. Maybe I have a worse coffee. Let's go back to the game, shall we? Oh no, we can't go back to the game. What are we talking about? It's different from many physical phenomena. We've researched this, thus it is not unreasonable to assume consciousness to be the quality that exists unrelated to the meat machines of the brain. Such perspective is prevalent even among the older ones. So the term has emerged. The Prince. Humans seem to have evolved an analog meter fluid system. The brain conceptually mimics the inner workings of the Prince so well, the Prince was gradually fooled into thinking he was looking into a mirror. When he saw his reflection dance a certain way, he would occasionally think of it fun to dance the same way, and that's how pain and suffering of the Prince emerged. The humans on their own are nothing, simple meat machines mimicking the grand consciousness. The grand consciousness, however, grants them great depth of knowledge by letting them be its host. Thus the human race prevails. Sometimes a work of art makes so many humans mirrors act the same way. The Prince thinks that the work is a creature to dance with, to inhabit. Ugh, we're going to have to look here as well, are we? Chet Murray is not the creator of Dada Dog. It's a powerful pictorial agent called a meme in the modern World Wide Web. A blurred vision of it can be seen below. Chet Murray, should we have a look at that quickly before we move on? It's stated in the article what began as a harmless picture was later used by a supremacist group as primary of young white males. Its insane popularity difficult to explain, as millions such pictorial agents are born every day and forgotten in a matter of minutes. It's a blurred version of Dada Dog, apparently. Apart from the illustriousness, the artistic presence is a rather tragic and ironic fate. It seems to have gone completely the opposite of the author's intentions, ultimately killing the author by the hands of the supremacist group. That's why the image is blurred. I'm not willing to subject to its wrath. The controlled method of creating the ultra-influencing works of any media. For many years I've worked with my college friend and noteer, Professor W.A. Lawrence. Since the aforementioned example was made without premeditation and had an effect due to pure luck, it is believed the media item's high effectivity can only be created intuitively. This is not true. We've been fooled and controlled by the Order of the Blank, who utilised the artificial crafted mimetic agents in order to control society. Professor Lawrence was the one who devised the generalised method for creating such works and controlling them. The special forces tried to shut him down, but you can't hide this from us. Here's a link to the original scientific paper. The password may not be revealed openly, but the demon knows it. Look at answer.txt. Base folder. I trust your judgment. I've got to do another link, don't I? Parasites. Right. A Generalized Guide to the Creation of Ultra-Influencing Works of Any Media by W.A. Lawrence and F.I. Ribikin. Paper aims to provide a reliable guide intended to be used by a consequent leader of Lawrence fraternity. The study was performed utilizing the method developed by Professor Lawrence and his colleague Professor F.I. Ribikin. Aforementioned means of study, although relentlessly denied by modern neurophysiology, were necessary to negate the known limitation of the rational worldview. The Lawrence method was, among other influences, based on the works of Marcel Graol, practical Tibetan Buddhism and practices of Kabbalah, modern Satanism. There's all the books. Ugh. See, this is in-game text. I have to read this. We have another website as well. It's just the Times article, so I'm going to not read that. Let us define what we mean by ultra-influencing works of any media, UIWAM. As we know, among centuries of work of art with often surface popularity, meaning would often go beyond its author's expectations. It believes such items would oftentimes be extremely relatable, otherwise influential for almost each and one of its customers. After gathering enough popularity, the item would often act as if it had a mind of its own. Such behaviour, although only seeming conscious, would seem to ensure the item's relative longevity and effectiveness in social manipulation for obvious reasons. Many individuals, majors and secret orders attempted to create and control such items, varying degrees of success. With the growing spread of the World Wide Web, it's taken new forms. They possess lower lifespan, however, varying in effects much more than their predecessors. We see ideas, zeitgeist reflections, and infectious personalities, so on. They go under the generalized term meme. We must not confuse those with the orthodox social engineering tools, such as online propaganda. However, the two go hand in hand. When not made by accident, inherently occult thingy requires a very specific process of creation and nurturing, as stated in many outrageous and thus often closest to the truth conspiracy theories, therefore are known to use them. Partly explains the recent uncovered farm fields project. We, the fraternity, personally aim to utilize it for the good of humanity. I myself will transcend the human condition in order to the theoretical base, the natural appearing human created human is no rare phenomenon. However, such methodology introduces severe limitations to the practice and unpredictability. It's almost impossible to tell whether noospheric imprints. Oh, there's the noosphere. It's been a really long I'm really glad somebody brought up the noosphere, because it's going to come up in Realms of the Haunting. It's actually really rare to think to talk about it. It must be a really old word for that. Prints, works of art produced by humans to the qualities of UIWAM, commonly the main condition for such an imprint requires the expected infectiousness of the patronage of according to powerful noosphere dweller. There we go. Some artists and creators do indeed use certain in order to contact the dwellers. However, the results do not seem to increase in controllability and often lead to complete annihilation of the author, lack of control over the UIWAM, due to deity adopting or temporarily inhabiting the UIWAM. Its behaviours remain with the whims of the noosphere dweller, as contact and control over the existing deities is out of the question. It's almost impossible to tell in the ways in which the life cycle unravel. The solution to these glaring problems, the Lawrence fraternity offers a method of manufacturing an artificial noosphere dweller, surrogate mother of the controllable AMS. Methodology carefully extracted mainly from the works of Marcel. Oh, look at this. Look at this interesting looking picture. I'm just going to roll to the bottom. Oh yeah, that is Data Dog. And this thing. Okay, we'll the existing archetypes are considered by far most powerful and least controllable noosphere dwellers. History shows large-scale calamities induced by trying to use the archetypes of the blank, for example. This is due to their universality. The more people know about a dweller, the more characteristics, as well as a psychic energy that burrows. Thus, from some archetypes which exist in every person's mind from birth should be kept completely out of the discussion. They would be way too powerful and unpredictable. See, this leans into obviously it's pseudoscience. It's a fictional thing. That's fine. But like as I said, in the same way that the facial psychology, like expressions are kind of universal, but like the study of them, literally their car, as I said before, is like has no provable, like people, you know, peer-reviewed things. The meta-analysis just say that you cannot do lie detection with non-verbal clues, and at the same time, obviously, this is talking about archetypes and Carl Jung, which is also just like fucking hokum, and obviously everything is kind of Western, even though that demon head, which I'm currently coming up on, is obviously inspired by non-Western. Actually, I don't know. Anyway, my point is that it's kind of centric to one particular place, which is the problem with a lot of these. When you try and go, oh yeah, it's universal to all the world, all the planet. Are we going to check? No, not really. We're just going to not do a very good job of checking that. Just sort of assume. The artificial dweller we created was given vampiric behavioral qualities due to better controllability. We have means of stopping its activity almost instantly by cutting the source of its nourishment. In order for L to exist, this is Lila, it needs a fixed amount of so-called psychic energy. In the more primitive times, the main way of releasing it was human sacrifices. Human race developed. Ancient Egyptians were the first to acquire a sort of psychic accumulator. Instead of archaic human murder, they'd use a more quantitative, yes, less powerful method of animal sacrifice. Utilized the same techniques in order to feed L. For these reasons, brethren have a functioning cattle critter farm, emergency handling. An unlikely scenario, we lose control over L. All necessary steps for regaining it as described in the log document on the main computer. The password for the document is first gold. There we go. That's what we actually came here for. The instructions regarding complete elimination of artificial nude dweller are present in the same file. First gold. The conclusion. As a result of our efforts, we were able to implement a stable pipeline. A detailed report on each their effectiveness evaluation and lifespans can be found. Blank presented here. Prominent items: 98 hours cancelled. Of leg bones. 8 months. Some of the variants can be found with excluded image boards. However, they seem to be lacking any of the initial psychic impulse. Natural end of lifespan. 8 months. That a dog still active at the moment of paper's release is not L's child. Detailed reports, among others, can be found at blank. T, still active at the moment of the paper's release, first successful child of L. T has diverged from the expected mean format and was given a longer lifespan. Despite a significant raise in vitality due to the change of medium, T seems to have not amassed the required amount of blank. There we go. First goal. There we go. Oh boy, is it more reading? It's the remainder of the document you've read before. Emergency handling. In the unlikely case of L going out of control, it's... useless trying to regain control. Kill her. Yes, you've read correctly, my dear William. Lila needs to be no more. The only way to stop her existence is by getting rid of all of her hosts. Anybody who has ever come in contact with her is a potential host. After all, if nobody knows about her, she can feed off their energy. But without human hosts, she can't do anything. She's a construct of thought, unable to live independently of people's knowledge of her. Remember that, Will. Huh. I'm surprised we didn't get an ending. Howdy. I'm Special Agent Arnold Hill. William Clark, correct? Please come with us, would you? Never mind. There we go. The Hierophant. We're gonna have to kill you then, right? So, Hierophant. Well, has come a long way to learn the truth behind the fraternity, didn't he? You're right. A lot of hoop jumping just to learn what I could have already told him myself. By the way, but fire was your men's job, wasn't it? Yes, it was us. Obviously, Lawrence was aware of the FBI knowing of UIWM. Moreover, we have been utilizing them proactively for the last 10 or 15 years. We were a bit late with the fire, though. Now Lawrence is in a place where there is no time at all. So it was you lot who stole all my food. You called Lawrence when I was asleep. I know. What did they talk about? Did he read what was in the secret file? Come on, detective. You know I'm curious. What was written here? I'm not sure if you were playing with me here, Lila. You are a haze, composed of many human minds intersecting. construct of thoughts of many hosts. Wait, how'd you... As long as there are humans who know about you, as long as you have hosts, you can't be killed. So are you going to just... There. Doesn't seem to be a different way to do it. I'm so sorry.